Hello folks, welcome back to a new YouTube video. In today's video I have a games played in the tournament Meltwater Champion Charity Cup. And in this game we have a game between Praggnanandhaa and Magnus Carlsen. Praggnanandhaa with the white pieces and Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces. And white start with d4. A very positional move. When players play d4, it means that they are going to play a very positional move. So black responds with f6, controlling important square right away, and push the pawn. All these moves are box move. So we will enter to a groundfold defense, which is characterized by d5, attacking the pawn on c4 and controlling squares right away. So we have a pair of trades, and white pushes the pawn on e4, asking for a trade of knight, and we will see that now white is controlling all the center in the scenario. So knight goes to f3, and remember that all these moves are booked moves. They obviously come prepared to this class of openings. Bishop goes to f4, and now we have a very strong move, rook c1. This is supporting the center, but again leaving the guard of the pawn on e2. Now black castle and put his king in safe. Bishop developed itself to e2, defending the knight on f3. So queen goes to a5, threatening to attack the pawn on e2. That at the moment the rook who was protecting the pawn on e2 leave his position. But white castle, this is a very good move, because it's a very principle of chess that when you have a lead in development, you have to continue playing of that way. So queen takes the pawn. Now black is up a pawn, but this queen is a little misplaced, and it will cause at least to move to reincorporate to the attack. White pushed the pawn, and black developed his bishop, his knight. So here we have a crucial time in the game. Bishop takes the knight, and white recapture with f3. This is a very good move, because if white recapture with the white bishop, this bishop will be a little misplaced in the game, and now is avoiding any move of this pawn. So very good move, although this make weak a little the white position. So queen goes to a5, and this is a move that has to do to reincorporate the queen on the attack. So queen goes to d2. This is a very strong move. This is supporting the pawn on c3 that at the moment is being attacked by two pieces, and also could attack this bishop in any moment. This is a very known technique. So the pawn pushed, and that is why this bishop was in this position. And white goes up for queen's b2 that it seems like a mistake, but is also doing important task on this position. Once could be attacking this pawn or in any moment this knight on d7. So black is going to push the pawn and defending the pawn. So rook goes to a1. I think this is an inaccuracy because now this pawn is being attacked twice at the same time, and so therefore queens take the pawn. But now queens take the pawn on b5, and now this pawn cannot be longer connected. I think this was a very strategy for white, but this allows black to regroup the knight on b6 and defending the pawn at the same time. And I have to mention that this rook is hanging, because if this queen moves to another square, it's going to attack this bishop and at the same time the rook. So rook dances on the first rank, attacking the queen against. So queen goes to f6, and this will allow black queen to attack the king, that at the moment is not possible, but in a future could be. So king goes to g2. This seems like a waste of time, but this is a very important move, because this king move allows white rook to regroup to g1 and protecting the king at the same time. So black pushed the pawn, and this is a very scared pawn because it's near from becoming a new queen. And now this pawn is becoming a little stronger. So white pushed the pawn on f4. I'm going to play a pair of moves. Here white goes for en passant, very known technique, which is characterized when a pawn moves twice, two squares at the same time. So queen goes to e6. Now I think this is a brilliant move, because now this black knight can go to attack this bishop that at the moment hasn't a square to leave, because if goes to these squares, this pawn is going to fall. So bishop goes to g4, attacking the queen, but this is not scary because this knight is going to take the bishop with check, and he does, and queen leave, and now this queen is delivering a check to the king. So white king protect itself with the rook, but queen goes to a3, defending the pawn and attacking the rook at the same time. So therefore rook goes to c2, attacking this pawn twice. Now this pawn is in loose and is going to fail at any moment. So black does an intermediate move, which is attacking the queen. According to stockfish, it's an accuracy, but this is a I think it's an intermediate move, and queen goes to c4. It seems that he's asking for another check, but let's see if black does. So rook goes to b2, and this pawn looks weak, but at the moment any of these pieces can recapture this pawn because it will lose in the spot. So king goes to a safe square, and now black push a pawn. It seems that this bishop is being attacked and white retreats his bishop to f3, but a better move will be taking this pawn right away and attacking this queen that has to move in any scenario. So in the next move moves the bishop, but white goes to a solid move, goes the bishop on f3. At this moment both players are short on time, so it's a very reasonable move. So black pushed the pawn, and this is a trap, because if this king takes this pawn on h4, this will allow black to take this pawn, and now we will enter an scenario where this king and this queen are in the same line, and this rook can go to b4, winning in the spot. But obviously they are not going to fall in this little trap. So rook goes to d8, preparing an infiltration on d2, and white prevents this with bishop d5, and queen goes to a7, and we will have a blunder. This is the first blunder, because this allows black to infiltrate into enemy camp across rook takes c2, and this queen is going to be here attacking this king. But black misses this opportunity, but white goes for a solid move apparently, because this is protecting this bishop and avoiding any infiltration of this rook. I think this is a very reasonable move, but apparently it's a mistake, because this allows black to go to b6, delivering a very nasty check towards the king. And now this black queen goes into the kitchen of the enemy camp. So now all the pieces are so active. Queen goes to f1, protecting the king and this pawn. But we have a killer move, bishop a6, attacking this bishop, this pawn twice, that this pawn is going to fail in any scenario. So king goes to h1, a safe square for the moment, and now we have a take of pawn. Rook takes the rook on b2, releasing move, but now this pawn is near from becoming a new queen. So rook protects the pawn, avoiding any push of the pawn. So queen goes to g3, threatening mate in 1. But it seemed a waste of time, because now this rook can take the pawn, or this queen can go to f2, g2, e2, but white goes for b2, but we'll have a killer move, rook c8. And now white hasn't good move at all, because this rook cannot move, because it's avoiding checkmate in one. So the last breath for white is to push the pawn and try to generate some traps for black, but rook goes to c1 anyways, and now this queen has to take the rook, so he does, and queen goes to take an extra pawn on h3 and king move, and now bishop take the queen, and black resign, and this is game over for white. And now Magnus Carlsen wins this important game, and that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening me, and see you the next video. Bye.